Today topic is involving army in civil tasks. That is good or bad idea. Okay.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
So actually, just I want to express my view, what I am thinking on this topic, and I don't. I think this is not good idea to involve army in a civil task because we have already some other forces. We can impose those forces in some civil tasks because the responsibility of army to protect our country from the outside enemy. If we are going to assign some work, some civil tasks, so I think we are not justifying their duty because we do very much respect to every army person. Why? Because they are protecting us from our outside enemy. That's why we respect them, we salute them. Also, we know that they are very much disciplined and dedicated towards their work. If uh, we are imposing, if we are assigning them in some general tasks, so I think this is not justification with their duties. So this is my view. I think army should not be, assigned some civil tasks because we have police. Also, we have some different type of forces we can implement. Also, in every city, as you know, there is Nagar Nigam. And when we're discussing about civil tax means, if some area affected by flood, then we can implement the army because we have seen many cases. Everywhere we can see army is just helping. We have also, I think national relief fund, something like that. There is also force, their main duty to save people from the flood. And also we have fire brigade, their main duty is to save from the fire. I think we have enough number of forces, and every force have their own duty, and I think they should do their duty. And assigning army in everywhere, I think this is not good idea because during the election we can see the army person. During the curfew also we can see army person. So this is not a good idea because the government is preparing them for war. They should focus on their duty because they have already a lot of duty. Some people have to perform duty on the Ladakh. Some people have to perform duty in Jammu and Kashmir. So I think during the joining the army, they have also taken some, you can say, sapath. In that, there is a mention, yes, we have to save our country from the outside enemy. So I think that is sufficient duty, and they should be prepared for that, not prepared for civil tax. So this is my view. Now, yes, Amit bhai.
Yeah, yes, yes. You're absolutely correct. See, if it is army, so it should be a dedicated only that the particular area, not particular area, means what the task has been assigned to the army. And even I am 100% agree with you. See, the basically armies are divided into the different forces, right? Means Air Force. What Air Force is the we can consider as army or what, or it is a different force.
Army, this is also part of army, air
Yes, it
force.
is also, but mostly, see, we have different armies. Like the sea is suppose if you want to protect it, what see in the air force, then not remembering the different forces. We have the different forces. See, if it is the air, so we have different. If it is walking, so we have different army, and if it is the sea related, na, so they are also the different, right? Navy officers also there, right? So mostly, suppose what you said, you have given the different examples also. Suppose if it is a curfew or the something happen because of the flood or any other, even the elections also. So sometimes the government of India use the Indian army for such activity. But they should not do it because suppose as see at the time of at the time of swearing, right? Okay, so army main motto is that to the save country from the external forces. That is the main motto of our the army, whether it's any army, like I just told you that the air force or the sea force or this whatever the border army. So their main motto is that to save the our India from the other and external force or other countries also. So it's a, but if you are going to involve such a force into that the stupid thing like okay, see, if it is an emergency then it's okay, but curfew, because you have given an example of the police also, because we have the enough strength for police in India, but don't know where we are going to lagging it here. It is not the first time we have been using this the army for this particular the things. But it is, if you go in the past also they are using the same thing also. Suppose you might have heard, even I still remember that there was the one, the small 5 years or 3 years old, the guy the fell down into something, the what,
In
uh,
well, in well, you
in
can
Wales
say.
or something, right? So
Yes,
army,
yes.
took initiative and that escape it, and that story, that particular, that the kid, uh, he rewarded so many things. He got so many gifts, and even the education, he got a free education or something. And they, I don't remember that it was which channel, they had shown live telecast. It was the 20, and at last, the Indian army could save that the boy. Okay, but after that, the so many several things happen also. But there are some extreme conditions. There are some sad news also. The Indian army could not save such a the guys or such a children also. So this is the fact. But now, the last year, what happened because of a flood, the entire the west Maharashtra, okay, because of the excessive flood, the every city, means the north city, there are the particular 4 to 5 cities. It has been completely messed up. Even there was a no boat, and a lot of lot of people died because of that the flood. And ultimately, the NDR force, NDR, I don't know the long form of that, NDR national, I don't know, but it is, I guess it is a NDF or something. Okay, they involved in that
I think
particular, and this.
National Disaster Relief Force. I
Huh,
think
so
something
so
like this.
so is it
National
same?
Disaster.
Even I don't know whether it's a part of the Indian Army or not. But they get,
Well, that is not part of Indian Army.
okay, okay. So they went there and they could save a lot of people also. So sometimes it's depend upon the situation also, because we know that our the army, how they are going to struggle it. If you see the not benefit, if you see what type of the environment and the protection, the particularly, let me talk about the protection. What type of the protection they are getting? They are not even getting such a dress code and the advanced the equipment, not equipment, what we say, uh, that like now we are getting a AK-4 rifle, right? Okay, then particular helmet and jackets and the boots. So they are not, because we are not wasting in government of India is not wasting that much of a money. Okay, and if you see the entire world, so what I feel that the China is the country, they are wasting, not wasting, they are giving the half of something lot of money to their army as compared to the other country, I guess. Even they are above the USA also. USA is also taking care of their army, their army also, and they will give the lot of benefits also. But whereas India is lagging, sometimes you might have seen they are not getting a food also. They are not getting a food. So we could see a lot of viral videos also of such a the army person, and they are not getting the proper food also. If it is if Ladakh area and these areas, how it is, if it is a winter, so how they have to live in a minus or temperature maybe very 1 degree 2 degree, and they do not have such a the dress, or they do not have the necessary the things with them. And even though they are trying to they're very politely and without any expectation, they are working for us, and because of because of their work we are a safe, we are getting a sleep properly because of them, because so we should respect what they are going to do it. And it is not easy job as if you compare the other jobs, right? So it is not, even though if it is army person, so I guess it is a 15 years something they have to serve in army. After that they will get retired, because if it is army, so someone should be a very much strong and should have a lot of guts also to survive in such a the atmosphere also. So that's why I guess if it is the Indian army, so only they have to serve for the 15 years. Once 15 year is over, then they will get a job in any the government sector also. So we have such a provision, so that I like very much about this, in the army. And even my brother-in-law is just retired from the army also. He served in the army very well as a cook. Okay, as a cook. Okay, and there are a lot of examples also. Because of this terrorists, so many times the Indian army had to fight, and it's very difficult to identify that who is the terrorist and who is not terrorist. So, see, suppose if you are working, so you don't know the next day or next moment what would happen with you. It is very difficult to guess them. And even though without any fear, without any, and how much sacrification they are going to do it, right? And we have seen, we have heard lot of news also. See, lot of news like see, someone got married and they went on the border, and he has been the shahid. Okay, okay. So we have heard such a news also. So I always salute their sacrification and what they are going to do for the India. So ultimately, the lastly I would like to say that because of them we are getting a peaceful sleep. Okay, without any without any the hurdle, or without any the any issues. So it's all about the Indian Army from the mind.
I, yes, yes, Amit bhai, why they assign every task to army? Because army personnel are very much disciplined and
Yes,
dedicated, and they very much honest with their work. When you are going to compare with army men and police, so there is a lot of
yes,
difference. Because army men are known for their discipline, their dedication, their hard work, their physique, their stamina for everything. But in case of policemen, I don't think maximum police are so much sincere because they are doing only government job. Because no, because if what is difference between policemen and army, so army is for protecting us from the outside world,
yes,
and policemen are for protecting us from inside world.
yes,
Means inside means many person, there are many criminal
mm,
who are just living with us. But I have seen in many cases, as you have taken example of flood and fire and in election, everywhere. Reason is that because they know, yes, army men are more mature compared to police or
yes,
compared
yes,
to
yes.
other army. That's why this is main reason.
Yeah,
But sometimes I feel because they have already lot of work. Because I am living in Bikaner. In Bikaner, I have seen many army truck is just moving from Bikaner to some other area because they got posting, and they also have to perform their duty on the border. So actually they are not static. Every year they have to transfer from one place to other place, and everybody have to perform their duty. Sometimes I think uh, to be in army, that is really tough job, because maximum army personnel who are just like soldier, they cannot keep their family with them because they have to perform some such work, so they cannot give time to their family. That's why. And in case of army, I have seen near about 60 to 70% army person were just living alone. And
yes,
also sometime also sometime we heard some news ki someone is killed to their colleague due to frustration, due to desperation, because sometimes they did not get leave also. But nowadays, one of my friend is working in army, and he is saying that if we got 3 month leave, but sometime what happened, if suppose there is a urgency at your home, so maybe that time you are not going to get any leave because you have assigned some other duty. So these are some problem, but final, in case of final statement, I can say that this is not a good way, because suppose I am a person, my
Yes.
responsibility to perform this duty, and someone is going to give me some other duty, definitely I can get frustrated, and I can also say what I am doing. This is not my duty, but only I am working somewhere. That's why I have to perform that duty. Sometimes this is also applicable in same thing with army personnel. They have some, they have their own duty, and you are assigned as a bodyguard. So sometimes they feel awkward because we have special force for performing bodyguard duty and some duty. So sometimes I feel that this is really bad. If you are a software developer, so your main responsibility to develop software and write code. If someone is saying just maintain register, so sometime after some time you can feel get bored and also frustrated ki, what I
Yes.
am doing, this is not my duty. So this is same with
Yes. Yes.
army man. So what I
Yes.
am
Yes.
thinking.
Yeah, yeah, you are absolutely correct. And you see, if you go into the history, so we fought in 1971 also, right? And we have the example of the Kargil also, right? And because of army, we fought bravely, and we could defeat in 1971 also. We reached up to the Karachi. I still remember that. Uh, I know that about this. Okay, when the Indira Gandhi was the prime minister of India, and even we have, in Kargil, what happened, the situation was very different. If it was Kargil, so Pakistani, the soldier were on the top, and we were on, the ground level. So it was very difficult for army to defeat them. But even though there are so many soldiers, in, they, you know they lost their lives, but at last we could win the battle of the Kargil, and we could save that part, whatever the part means Kargil part, right? Even most of times, because of this, the terrorists and the Pakistani soldier. So, and that border, particularly border, which border from that from Gujarat to, you can say, that the Nepal. Okay, it's more versatile area, okay, and more affected area. Even it's if you take the border from the Kerala to, Kerala to West Bengal, there also, army is also there. They are protecting, because that side we have that the in the Mahasagar, and this side, we have the Arab Sea. Okay, so even army is going to, okay, there is different. Navy is going to protect it, but Navy is not going to involve in such a situation. But if I just mention that from Gujarat to that border, Nepal border, so we are protecting from that outsource means of from the mostly the, we have. And there are a lot of movies also, based on this armies, right? So most I like that the movie, that border movie, and how they have picturized, means, they have shown what how the soldiers life is, how they live their life, and how they dedicate their life to the nation. So it is, it feel a proud. Even suppose if you are working for your country, no, you are giving your, life to the nation. So it is something, it feel the proud, right? And we could see a lot of newspapers. I am not remembering, but still, because of you army, we could save a lot of things. And what happened last time is I'm not, that incident happened, means the 45, the army people, army soldier got killed because of that, the suicide bomber, that case. Okay, what happened with that, right? And it's very difficult for them to identify that. Already I mentioned that who is terrorist and who is not terrorist. It's very difficult. But even though they have been working, okay, and you just mentioned that they don't get leave, and yeah, I see, we should respect their profession. Profession is very much important. For example, just now you give an example. Suppose if I am a developer and if you are giving me a task like that, just fill up that line on just order the stuff which I don't like that. So obviously, I will get the frustrated, and my mind will not work. So same way, if they should do such a thing, because we are human and we will think the same. Suppose if I am an army person, what I will, I will be a brave. Suppose if someone is got selected in army, so their mind setup will be like that. Okay, we have to, and might be at the time or during the training, they might be taught how to, how to save and how to give our life, or how to dedicate our life to the nation. So based on that, they think, they act. And anyway, the pride is always we always respect our own pride. Okay, because without pride there is nothing. And that's why it is very important that if I am an army person or someone is an army person, so we should, the government of India should assign such a task, okay, with respect to their with respect to their work, so that the pride will not get touched, okay, and they will not feel low. So it is very important. And government of India should take such a points also in mind, because already I have mentioned that there are the different things. And even I ask about the protections also, because there are the lot of things. They are not getting proper food, and there are some extreme condition also. I still remember, I once I don't remember that, but I had gone through the one newspaper, and army, they have to live in a particular area, and the temperature would be the 1 degree or 2 degree, something. Without food, they are living 2 to 3 days, on the top of that Himalaya. Also there are some certain points also assigned, and once someone is captured, so it is very difficult. Someone is the Pakistani soldier, right? It's very difficult. And we have, see, if it is the issue, so India is facing two issues. Now the most issue everybody aware about the Pakistani, the soldier issue, right? Pakistan always do something mess up with India, and I don't think so such a issue is going to resolve in the future also. Because see, we India got in the Pakistan got the freedom in 1947, means the 14 August, right? And we got the freedom 15 August. But after that, what happened? Everybody know now. It has been more than 50 years, no, almost 50 years, right? And the condition is the same. It's not going to improve. As already mentioned that in 1971 or 72, there was a big battle, and even we have the example of the Kargil, and even coming is this the issue. The Jammu Kashmir issue is not going to resolve it. Even though now we have to think about, see, the governments are getting a change. Prior it was the Congress party who was in who has been ruled the India, but after that BJP came into the picture. But the army condition, soldier condition is the same. It has not been a change. So ultimately, who is the lead of this army, they have to think about it. And this and the MPs, they should support them. They should do such a thing that it's not joke to dedicate our life to the nation. Because and it is a pride. you know and suppose if I'm getting a chance to do for my country, so obviously I would do it. Okay. Without any hesitation or without any thinking also. So they have to do something improvement on their their life also. Because day to day, see, suppose if it is a life, so there will be a lot of requirements in our life, right? And the areas where they are working, so it is very typical. It's not natural. Suppose if I am an employee, so I know that early in the morning I have to get up it and get ready and then go to the office. I will have to work 8 hours and then come back to the home and get sleep properly. so it is applicable for every employee. But if I am an army person, or if there are any they have no certain limit, they have no limit of the time also. So it's very difficult if you don't have time, and you're going to dedicate your entire life. You don't know what happened to the next day. So considering these parameters, okay, considering these things, so India should give, means invest a lot of money on the army also, because already I don't know whether it's USA or it's China. Okay, but just what I am remembering, that China is, they are they will give a lot of money to the army as compared to US, I guess. So government of India should take such a action and such a step, so that the Indian army should feel a pride of what government of India is doing. And apart from that, suppose if I am an army person, so what are the family member, if something goes wrong with me, so they should fully means they should help in an instant manner, instead of waiting for 1 year. Suppose now if I am an army person, and I lost my life, okay, to save the nation, so whoever my family member, so they they should take, means they should help them instantly, instead of waiting 1 year 2 years like that, because the person who is going to dedicate his entire life for the nation. So as a nation, as a government should take necessary action for their family members also, like a free education and other the free stuff what they are getting. So that is the my concern about the Indian army.
Okay, thank you, Amit bhai. I think we have discussed
Yeah, Pradeep bhai.
30 minutes on this topic.
Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
hello, hello,
Hello.
hello. You are not getting.
Yeah. No. I
Actually,
Hello.
yes, yes.
Your screen is not. I guess there is an issue with network now.
Yes, maybe this is.
No. You the screen is not. You just stop your.
Okay,
You
okay.
stop it your video and then again start it.
No, actually, just I am going to.
What about you?
And
Are
the
you able to
meeting now
see
because
the screen is moving or something?
no, I think we have already discussed about 30 minutes.
I could see your